Hey, howdy, happy day. We have podcasts. That means you get to listen to me and you don't have to see me. Isn't that a treat? So go to rightedition.com and take a podcast and listen and drive and do whatever it is you want to do. But podcasts in the US of A, they get big numbers, and we're very happy to be able to provide that service. So there. In addition to that, when you're on the website, www.rightedition.com, have a look at the memes. So many people write in and say, what great memes, Brian, you're a genius. Hey, Rick, he does all of those memes, and he does a fantastic job, and they are posted on the website. So you're going to lift them up and take them away and use them as much as you like. That's what they're for. That's the right thing to do. Hey, Oregon, the Democratic Governor, Kate Brown, she says, okay, you know what? I'll have a little clemency thing for a while for felons until this lawsuit plays out. She keeps releasing this catch and release, keeps releasing all the bad guys from jail. She says, that's not nice. They probably had a bad childhood and everything else. So we got to turn them loose. And they do bad things. They've done a lot of bad things. You have to have faith in the system there, Kate, baby. You know what? Some judge somewhere used a law that used to exist, I guess, and sentenced these people for a crime. You come along and say, it's not nice, I'm going to turn them loose. There's been some unfortunate consequences. Biden, he claims that the flood of people coming across the border from Mexico into the U.S. is just a seasonal blip. Don't worry about it, it's going to get better soon. Some blip. Over 2 million people were arrested last year. How many people weren't arrested? That's because they weren't caught and they came across the border. They're projecting now, the Trump side, of course, is projecting, kind of, sort of, that there'll be another 2 million at least next year. And he's probably right. I mean, on his very first day in office, Biden ended the Remain in Mexico program that President Donald Trump had created to close a loophole that migrants are exploiting in any asylum process, right? And he said, hey, that's not nice. Again, I'm sure they had a bad childhood and so on. Hence the 2 million plus. When a liberal speaks, I get my exercise from shaking my head in disbelief. And Biden would be one of them. Kind of feels like I have some disease, Parkinson or something, every time I hear him talk. And exercise, yes. Friday last, broadcaster Bill Maher on HBO's Real Time, you know, he said a lot of left-wing things in his time, and he says he's a liberal, I think, if I got all my people straight. But now he's saying that Justin Trudeau sounds like Hitler. He said, this is unbelievable. I used to think he was a nice guy. And I'm looking at this stuff, and he's calling them names and racist, and where does that come from? And wow, all about the truckers, the truck protest thing that's going on in Canada. And he says, Trudeau again, that's unacceptable points of view. That's because it's not his point of view. So you're right, Bill. He is a communist. It's a sad thing. Communists, I guess Hitler wasn't a communist. He shot communists. He kind of shot everybody, didn't he? There's a lot of similarities between what Hitler did and with what Trudeau's doing. I haven't seen any gunshots yet, but there's similarities. Drill down and have a look. Hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people demonstrated the other day for freedom from the government outside the Parliament House in Canberra, Australia. They're tyrants, those government people. They are tyrants. Hundreds of thousands of people, they've come out of the ether finally, and they're saying, hey, we're not going to do this anymore. We're not going to take anymore. Good for them. That's what you have to do. Now, in Canada, the CPC, Conservative Party of Canada, they have an identity crisis, right? They don't know who they are. They don't know what they stand for. O'Toole, who left recently, he's a liberal, and the party's kind of a liberal. He moved them maybe a little further to the left. I mean, but when he was being voted for by the members of Parliament in Canada, most of them, I think it was 70 some odd, said he's got to go. 45 said he should stay. Who are they? We should see a list. I do know that Dan Abbas, he's the member of Parliament in my riding in Kelowna, British Columbia, Canada. He voted to keep O'Toole, so I'll never vote for him again because what was that about? He said that a liberal person, he's done everything liberal, O'Toole, and Abbas said, that's good. We should keep him as a leader because that's good. And also, he changed the logo of the party, the CPP party. I think that was in the first week he was there, and it's very ugly. You know, the Conservative Party, for all intents and purposes, is dying, right? Every liberal measure, and this again is what those 45 people voted for, or to keep O'Toole because he's doing a great job, but they voted for, it's a criminal offense to work with your gender-confused children with regards to conversion therapy, and they voted for that, the Conservatives. They wanted a 2-year suspension of the country's charter rights. They voted for that. and the carbon tax. There's so many other things. And O'Toole was pushing that, and these MPs all voted for him, every one of them. But now only 45 of them voted to keep him. So I would suggest if you're in a riding with one of those 45, don't ever vote for him again. What do you do with your vote? I mean, we're lost. We're out in the wilderness. We need somebody to lead us out of the wilderness. PPC party, I like Max a lot. Bernier, nice guy. He's been on my show with me. He's right-wing. He's a capitalist. He's about freedom. He does and says the right things. The PPC party, it's a great party. I used to say, though, they're too small. We're just going to kind of split, you know, become little tribes and different things. But now I'm changing my view. Wow, anybody ever. PPC party, look at it. Maybe we should all vote for Max and his people during the next election, because we ain't going nowhere now. See ya.